Got a little alfalfa going on here. Anybody? There we go. I'll mix it with some other alfalfas. That's what we call bedhead. That's what we call bedhead because it is 7 a.m. There we go. Making the comments bigger so I can actually read them. So yeah, good morning. Good morning. I did a YouTube live at 8 o'clock last night, and this is a 7 a.m. TikTok live. And I kid, I'm like, who has made this calendar? And guess who it was? It was me. Good morning, Patty. Good morning. There we go. Abbott Elementary, TikTok 01. Good to see you all. What have we got? Yes. Oh, that's right. Here, hold on. Oh, you know what? I'll do it in the YouTube live. No, it would be more funny. I will be right back, okay? Abbott Elementary, Patty, TikTok 1 user. I'm just going to run into the other room. So if anybody else shows up and wonders where I am, let them know I'll be right back, okay? There we go. Whoops. Didn't take that long, but it was kind of silly and important things are silly, so good morning. Alrighty. So, good morning, Becky. Good morning, everybody. Our good folks. Good folks. It is early morning yet. We had a bit of rain. I like to talk about the weather at the beginning. You know, not diving deep into the conversations about how to do the decluttering just yet. Let's ease into the pool. It's early yet. The pool is still a little bit chilly from the night before. But hope you're doing well. How are you feeling physically this morning? Oh, Dean, husband Dean, Becky's husband Dean says good morning. My husband says, me. He is still asleep because he is a night owl and I am an early bird, but we work well together. So they go, ooh, lots of rolling long thunder. Okay. Yeah, we've got the rain. I mean, the good news is so like we just got a little tree planted on our side yard. Okay, Becky's got the storms in Pittsburgh. We had some rain overnight. And the funny thing is that I made a point to physically go and water the, that's the international, I'm using a watering can sign because we weren't using the hose, to water our new tree. And so not only did it get the water that I gave it, but then it rained last night. So again, in that notion of every little bit helps, I hope our little tree is doing well. Now the weather can make you feel a certain way. Hope you're feeling good physically. How are you? Just do a quick scan, as I like to say, and even use your hands. Make a crown, and then bring your hands on down. How are you feeling? I got a little something in my shoulder, not too much. Got a little bit, my belly's feeling like I just took some vitamins, because I did. Went to the bathroom, knees are good, feet are good, just got a pedicure, so feeling good. I'm going to get a massage later, because I'm going to treat myself. So I'm feeling good physically. Hopefully you are too. If you're not, from the crown on down, do something now to make yourself feel a little bit better. I highly recommend always having a glass of water at the ready because it can't hurt to hydrate. It can help to hydrate. Then how are you feeling? Nervous system. Now, your hands would probably go, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. But really, to me, I don't know about you, but my nervous system, I was thinking about this the other day, is really kind of, it feels like it is encased and is being safeguarded by my rib cage. So my feeling of, it can be in here, it can be in my gut, but it's typically around the rib cage area. That's why I often put my hand on my heart. And I take long breaths. And I just realized, yes, I'm in my pajamas. But it's early, you guys, okay? So checking in with your body physically, checking in with your body, nervous system, your head, your heart, all of that should be the precursor to anything you do, you know? That should be the precursor to anything you do, because it makes things easier when you feel better physically and energetically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you want to call that electricity inside you. When you're not feeling afraid and trying to, again, kind of protect yourself, when you can shoulders down, when you put your shoulders down, that means your lungs have more chance to expand and you can breathe more oxygen down to the bottom of your lungs. So more oxygen gets to everywhere in your body. And this is a really good way of starting your day and seriously throughout the day. Thank you, Becky. My PJs are adorable. Yes, I like I like colorful pajamas. I do. For years, I slept in like my husband's old t-shirts and like, you know, ratty old whatevers. And I decided to upgrade my pajamas. So thank you. And yeah, it's just early yet. And I was doing some laundry. I readjusted the tarp over the furniture outside because we may get a little bit more rain this morning. So I said, you know what? It's my pals. It's my pals on a TikTok live. And yeah, my pajamas. So in case we haven't met yet, my name is Beth. But more importantly, I'm a decluttering life coach. And my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Destination, because if you look above me on my head, and I probably should have centered it, there we go, a little bit better, this kind of road trip metaphor, the idea of life being a road trip. You are here. We're always starting kind of here, but the here we start with isn't like at the beginning of time. This here started long ago, and this is where you ended up yesterday. Ideally today, what we do together is we chug on, we go moving right along, footloose and fancy free, down the road at a pace that feels good, in a direction that we're excited to get to. And we don't let the potholes stop us. And if we encounter a roadblock, we don't get frustrated and get stuck there and say, well, I guess that's the end of the road. We are not. Who was that? Was that Boys to Men? It's not the end of the road. It's just a roadblock. So what can I do to move this roadblock to the side of the road so I can continue on? I am kind of here with you to make it easier for you, to show you some tools that you have in the toolbox in the trunk of your car that's going to make it easier for you to remove the roadblocks towards decluttering your home. And really, these decluttering tools in your toolkit, these roadblock moving tools in your toolkit, can help you in other areas of your life too. Hence my inclusion of life coach in decluttering life coach. I help you declutter not just your home, but your home is part of your life, but your life as well. You can use these very same tools for the same thing. It's like you can use a hammer in one room of your house. You can use a hammer in another part of your house. So I like to help with I like to embrace the live of a TikTok live and a YouTube live because that's where fun stuff can happen. I have no interest in hearing myself talk like I'm in front of a podium or whatever, or behind a podium and you guys are there just sitting there quiet. I want us to have some interaction, you know? Okay, now Patty says, funny you are talking about roadblocks. I'm expecting them today and accepting them. Yeah, now hopefully the roadblocks that you are expecting might be just temporary ones. Since you mentioned the weather, maybe it's knowing that it may rain today and that may slow down your progress. Think about it. Think about the fact that when you're driving your car, again, the car metaphor, for those of us in the U.S. and pretty much many other times, it's something we do so often we don't think about it, but the parallels are so handy. So think about this. Every day you drive your car, you never drive the same speed consistently. You vary your speed based on the conditions of the road. You vary your speed based on the traffic. You vary your speed so that you feel comfortable going the speed you're going on the roads you're on. So notice that feeling of feeling safe in the speed you're driving. The other thing too is, in that car metaphor, every time you go out and get in your car, even multiple times a day, the gas gauge is going to be different. The oil gauge is going to be different. Our light just came on last night when we were going out to do errands, so we got to get the oil changed. There are other fluids in your car that to me are analogous to like the energy and motivation that you get in your body, you know? And notice that things will be different every day. And don't think it's weird, but just that's the way it is. So embrace it. Okay, besides the normal stuff at home, going through all the dorm stuff to put together, organized, and make sure we do not clutter the room. Patty, look at you taking care of your daughter and making sure she does not clutter things up, that she does not have a cluttered home, because for her cluttered home is a heck of a lot smaller than a house. It is a dorm room. And yeah, how frantic it could be to have a cluttered dorm room. And sometimes you got to share a dorm room with a roommate. Do you want to be the cluttered roommate? Do you want to be the Oscar Madison, or do you want to kind of be between Oscar Madison and Felix Unger, right? So I love that you are helping your daughter with what you have learned with Destination Decluttered. This happened last night too. This was really cool. I will share with you. I don't think she'd mind sharing. Judy Dukes, she's come up here before. She and her daughter had a really good convo. I'm kind of ad-libbing about the fact that Judy expected her to do something that Judy never kind of trained her how to do properly. So she had a conversation, and her daughter said, "You never really showed me how to do this." And because of what Judy was learning through just showing up to the YouTube lives and the TikTok lives and the declutter parties and the videos that I share, she was actually able to help her daughter not be so overwhelmed, and also kind of realize where she kind of missed the mark. She did not teach her daughter how to be less cluttered because she herself didn't know how to be less cluttered. How could you ever teach somebody something that you do not know how to do yourself? Can you imagine asking somebody who doesn't know how to drive a car to teach you how to drive a car? Now, I will admit, but neither of my parents were good teachers. They expected us to just figure it out, and they said, just do it, whatever. I didn't learn how to do certain things until later on in my life. I would rather have learned them earlier. I show up right now to remind you to be okay with, to understand where there are gaps in your education as far as being a person on this planet. And if you were never taught the skills, if you were never, told to go to the class of how to keep a decluttered home, I'm here to help you with that. And interesting, Patty says, I can't imagine the stress of that kind of clutter with a new environment and classes, etc. So notice that in a new environment, when you're already kind of, your nervous system is activated, that's what stress is, that's what nervousness is. That is your nervous system being like, you've got enough stuff that is new and different and unfamiliar that a cluttered dorm room would just add another layer of stress on that. So I love that you are trying to set up with your daughter, you're teaching her that having a less cluttered environment can be calming to your nervous system. I love the fact that you are helping her with that, and I hope you're continuing to do the same, Patty. To say, even in a not so new environment, that noticing how your home feels with the clutter all cluttered up and without the clutter all cluttered up? Which one feels better, calmer, more relaxed? With the clutter all over the place, or with the clutter at a more manageable level that feels good to you? Where you know where stuff is. Can you imagine being a college kid just starting out and you've got too much stuff anyway because you bought too much stuff, because you've seen on the TikToks and the Instagrams all this stuff that you're supposed to make your bedroom look like an oasis, and then you can't find your books and you don't have a surface to do your studying? Like, that would be not good. So think of everybody right now. Pretend you're in a dorm room. Pretend the room you're in right now is the only room you are living in. It's a small room. Is it making you stressed out, or does it give you a sense of calm? Now, it's probably in between the two, frankly, because we live in our houses. I look around, and this place definitely has some stuff that needs to be moved somewhere. And, a piece of paper fell. There's a towel I haven't done. My blanket fell. I'm about to kick off my flip-flops because they're getting stuck to my feet. Boo, boo. Does the room you're in now help you feel more calm, or is it stressing you out a bit? Yeah. And good morning, Laura Gibbon Voorhees. And yeah, social media is too much sometimes, including ourselves. Never mind being college kids. The expectation of what your home should look like according to other people. Okay? Don't worry about that. Be informed by it. Notice that somebody's trying to sell you something at all times on social media, including me. And I'm not like selling. I'm truly here to help. But I do have a couple of things that I do charge money for. So there's that. Be inspired, not overwhelmed. That's what I will say. Okay, I'm going to take a sip. Oh, Becky, hold on. Now, Becky is asking, can you give me details on the notebook party coming up? Yes, I can. So this totally organically came up on a TikTok live just a couple of days ago. You can see it. You could literally see how this idea came from somebody's brain. They offered it to me and I said, yes, let's go with this. Let's run with it. And so a notebook party is this. It is really a fun way of basically giving you some training and teaching you the tools of using 2 spiral bound notebooks, not just 1, but 2. I think 2 is going to be easier and it's not overwhelming. 2 hinky-dinky, rinky-dinky, inexpensive spiral bound notebooks to create a process, wicked simple, that's going to help you feel less overwhelmed. It's going to help you get your thoughts down on paper, which you've probably done a lot of this, but putting it all together, it's going to make it easier for you to get started with decluttering, easier for you to see what time you have in your life to do things, easier for you to feel good about what you do and make a better plan, again, based on the conditions of the road ahead, even if it's just a week ahead. So it's going to be us on Zoom. So it's pretty much, and this was great, because I'm basically using the template of one of the declutter parties, and I have changed one of the declutter parties to the notebook party. Actually, it was funny, last night on the YouTube live, I was like, I could have been sassy and called it a workbook workshop, but then we're saying work 2 times, and the word work, I have issues with it sometimes because I like to play more than work. So anyhow, this notebook party, you show up with your notebooks and we're going to have a party. It's on Zoom, which means there's interactivity. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you can raise your hand and I can answer your question immediately and clear things up. We will be on for roughly an hour and a half. People have also asked me to get a little bit more deep into how to use the habit tracker. If you're on the mailing list, you already have access to the habit tracker. So if that's of interest to you, you can print it out beforehand and show up and we can fill that out. And it's not just going to be a training and be like, do this, and then push you off. No, that to me is not good teaching. We're going to teach you something and then we're going to set the timer and mute ourselves and then fill some stuff out. And then we're going to come back in and do the next step and then fill it out. So by the time you're done with the notebook party, you will have the following. You will have a list of things you know you want to declutter and do in every room of your house. Now, you may have a list like that already up in your head. You may have one written down and it may be very jumbled. You may have it on bits of paper all over the place. You may not have even thought of it. You're going to have a list that you can choose from to do things in those rooms. You're also going to have a format where you can chunk down the times of day during your day, every day, kind of an expanded calendar, so that on this Saturday, the 26th of July, you will be able to start even later that day and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and have a process that you can use every day to kind of organize your thoughts, but not just organize them, but declutter them and put them in a place where it can really help you use those tools. Okay? I am super excited about it because I talk about, and then you just put it in your notebook and then you just do this. Now, I do a lot of this very quickly and anecdotally, and you've probably picked up some things, but it may be beneficial to go slowly, chunk by chunk, and methodically. And also, just as a real quick thing, I never do this with the declutter parties because those are truly a live event. But also, because many of us learn in different ways, the notebook party will be recorded. It will be a recorded Zoom, and the people who pay for the ticket to the party will get access to that Zoom for like 2 months. Okay? Becky, does that help you? It's going to be on the 26th at Eastern time. You and I are Eastern time, so noon Eastern till like 1:30. And even if you're like, shit, I would really like to do that, but I'm going to a cookout, buy the ticket. The recording is going to be as useful as the live. It can be very useful. Also, the recording, even for people who go to the live, you can stop a recording. You can back it up. You can put, closed captioning on it and go back to it when you forget stuff. Okay, I'm glad that helped. Okay, yay. So good stuff. So if you want to sign up for that, if that sounds of interest to you, hopefully you are part of the Destination Decluttered email group, the members only, like the jacket in the 80s, the email group. So email group people, you already know how to sign up for that because it's just like a declutter party and it's on the secret page. Those of you who are not part of the email group, get on the email group. It's free. It's wicked easy. I don't send out a lot of emails. I don't overwhelm you and I don't clutter up your mailbox. It just gives you access to the good stuff because I just want to only give access to the good stuff to the people who have said, I'm interested enough to get the access by giving you my email address. And if you want to be part of the email group, it's a great group of people, I will say, wicked nice people. Go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com. That's like all one word, destinationdecluttered.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, says, get a jump start. Put your email address in, prove you're not a robot, hit submit, you're in. You'll get an automatic email that gives you a link to the secret page, and then all that stuff, the habit tracker, the declutter parties, the notebook party, the first dibs on coaching consultations, all that's available to you, including the TV guide, the schedule of when I do these lives, both on TikTok and on YouTube. I will need to update them. I'm actually checking the page right now. Oh, stop it. I do not want AI. No, don't push that on me. I'm not ready yet. Let me just pop up the page right now to make sure everything's working. Yep, looks good. And today's Thursday, July 17th. Yeah, so I got to get Wednesday's dates out of there, but I can do that. So that's what that's all about. Also, speaking of the declutter parties, I've talked about those a lot more because we've been doing them for the past 6 months. We do have, I think 4 more declutter parties in the month of July. 2 this Saturday, 1 on Monday, and 1 on Saturday the 26th. Okay? You can sign up for those on the secret page as well. Jojo was asking, what are some other ways to know what you wore when you don't have 2 closets? Great question, hun, and I have an answer for you. I've learned this from somebody else. This is not my idea. But you know, like typically when your stuff, let's say you're going to use your closet as kind of the place where you're going to note that. But I'll also show you a way or share a way, because I'm not going to show you my drawers. In a closet, you usually have like the closet rod, Johnny. There's my Boston accent. You've got your closet rod, and then you've got your hangers that hang on it like this, right? Exactly, Boston sports girl. After you worn a thing, hang it up again, but put the hook on the other side so it's a backwards hanger. That is a visual reminder that says, I've already worn this. Therefore, look for the union label. Look for the stuff that still has the front hooks. I am having really good luck with reminding myself to wear the clothes that I haven't worn yet. And I'm surprised that I don't have a lot of clothes. I really am not overclothed. And I do tend to wear the same thing, like whatever, but like dresses and stuff, I would probably, if I wasn't paying attention, I would easily be throwing on the same black sundress all the time. Now, tomorrow we're going to go do something with friends. And I said, no, pick something to wear from the stuff that's hanging up on the hooks, because where I live, the amount of nice weather to wear a sundress is short. So I want to wear all my sundresses. So in a closet, do backwards hooks, and in your drawer, you can do one of two things. You can, like I have, again, I don't wear a lot of stuff, so I have a lot of drawer space in my bureau. So what I have started to do is when I have folded up my t-shirts, because to me it's usually t-shirts that I wear over and over again, I fold up my t-shirts as I've done the laundry, because laundry means that I have worn them. Those ones from the laundry, I put into a different drawer. Now, if you don't have a different drawer, if you only have one drawer for your t-shirts, and you want to be mindful of which ones you've worn again, it can be as easy as this. You can create two piles, and one is stuff you haven't worn yet, and the other one is generated by your clean laundry when you fold up your things, and flip those ones upside down as another visual reminder. Visual reminders are big for a lot of us. That's probably why you have some clutter around your house, as a reminder for you to take action. So the upside down t-shirts and the backwards hooks will be different than what you're used to seeing. And that difference will trigger a thought, oh, that's right. I want to practice wearing the stuff I haven't worn before I go back to wearing what I already have worn. Does that help, JoJo? If you do have any more questions, if I can clear it up in any way, if I wasn't clear, please let me know. Anybody else too, not JoJo. She's the one who asked the question. Does that make sense to you guys? And again, if it doesn't, it has nothing to do with you, and it has a lot to do with me and how I describe things. Okay? Thank you. Cat Mama says, I watched the video I had missed, saw your cream or tan dress, so pretty on you. Interesting. Thank you very much. Yeah, and funny thing is, it may be the lighting in here. You're the second person who thought it was a cream and tan dress. It's actually white with gray spots on it. I don't wear a lot of cream and tan. It's not my colors, but it's really interesting that people have thought that. Remember that thing they had on the YouTubes or whatever, the interwebs a while back, where it's like, is that silver? Is that a purple dress or a silver dress? Funny, but thank you very much. Yeah, I was glad I wore that because I hadn't worn that in years. I had gained some weight, but even then, it was just I wasn't in the habit of wearing it. I am being mindful. And this is what I want you to think of too. Clutter is when you're not being mindful. You're not minding where you drop something. You just drop it and it stays there. You're wearing the same things over and over again, but you've got a stuffed closet. You are digging around for just like the spoon, but in the meantime, you're not using all your spoons. So decluttering is helping you become aware of the quantity and quality of stuff in your home. How many t-shirts do I have? Of the easily 10 black t-shirts that I have. I probably have more because I wear them all the time. Which are the ones that I like the best? Which ones this season fit me better? What is my definition of better? Is it too tight? Is it loose? Is it long? Is it short? Is it baggy? Is it all gray and pilly? Taking the time, and it doesn't have to take that long of a time, to just notice what you have and make sure that you're using what you have, because if you don't use what you have, that is clutter. And if you think you're going to use it one day, make that day a lot closer to today than just some abstract someday. I remember once going to some sort of coaching training or some sort of training thing. I've gone through a lot of training. And somebody saying, kind of sassily, well, someday isn't on the calendar. You've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but someday isn't on the calendar. Now, I thought that was kind of funny, but kind of snarky. But it's funny because when we do the notebook party, that's going to help you say, instead of someday, when am I going to do this? Let me get it a little bit more anchored into the reality of the timekeeping that we do, which is today, tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month, next season, next year. When? What is my plan? Let me make a plan to wear this. It's just really helpful. It's just really helpful. And for the amount of clothes that I have, it's amazing to me that I'm halfway through, we're halfway through the year. We're almost halfway through the summer, sadly, because I love summer. And I already still have plenty of clothes to wear. Now, I use that word plenty because plenty to me is one of the words that is a reminder of the opposite of that being lack or scarcity. When you're afraid you don't have enough, you tend to accumulate things. Animals do this. Hoarders do it. People who have been hungry hoard food. People who feel like they never had enough clothes or the right clothes when they were growing up, or the right shoes or not enough shoes, tend to have multiples of those things. So please look in your own rearview mirror to your own life. Think of how you got to where you are today, is how you drove here, and without judgment, but curiosity, look in your own history and discover why you have the quantity of stuff that's now overwhelming you. You didn't buy it or inherit it or, whatever, with the intention of overwhelming yourself. But you inadvertently did. You crossed the secret line between not enough and too much. That secret line is called just enough. Satiety, as they say in the weight loss biz. Not having too much and gaining weight, but also not being hungry all the time. Hunger is a different form of scarcity. But overabundance can make you feel, and overeating can make you feel oogie in a different way than being hungry can. If you don't learn how you got here, you're probably, even if you get rid of all your clothes, you will most likely reclutter again. So learning the tool of looking back and saying, wait a minute, how did I get here? Oh, it's because I did this, this, and this. Okay. Do I like where I am? Nah, not so. Okay, how about next time, don't do this, this, and this. Do that, that, and that. Let's experiment with it. And I'm here to literally show you the way. Oh, won't you? Where's my note? Show me the way every day. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Right? All right, so Jojo, sometimes you get tired of your closet. Is it the closet itself, or is it the contents of your closet? Right? It's probably the stuff in your closet. That's okay to get bored with your clothes. It is. Look at your clothes and say, which are the ones which are the clothes I'm done with wearing? I am tired of wearing. I donate clothes all the time. All the time. So Jojo, how about this? When we talk about decluttering, a lot of times what we do is we chunk things down And what does that mean? It means having fewer things and getting started. And one of the ways, because you just hit the nose on the head, you just hit your nose on your nose, is a category. A chunk is a category. A category of your clothing is clothing I'm tired of. Now, it may not be everything. You may think when you look in there, the overwhelm is I'm tired of it all. But again, your clothing is not just the big mass that you see, but each of being in your closet, each piece of clothing is on each hanger. Just go through your hangers and see, am I tired of this? Do I like it? And this is neat. This is where it kind of activates what I like to call, again, because I use car metaphors all the time and driving metaphors, the internal traffic signal in your body. I helped my mother donate 17 large garbage bags of clothing in her house. And she still had a ton of clothing. She grew up with not a lot of money. She has been making up for it, right? So I offer to you that I could tell by the look on your face before you ever said a word whether you like a piece of clothing or not. You look at it and you go, or, ooh, I love this one. Okay? So Jojo, pay attention to how your clothing feels when you look at it before you even put it on. Because before you put it on, you pretty much know how it feels on your body if you've worn it before. So go through and immediately you can probably pull out some stuff that you're like, I'm done with you guys. You have served me well. I enjoyed wearing you when I did. But now it's time for you to go find somebody else to look good on. Okay? So it's okay to be tired of your closet clothes. It's okay. But don't keep clothes that you're tired of wearing, because then when you wear them, you're going to be walking around going, yeah, I'm tired of wearing this. Yeah. Now, this is interesting. Yeah. Patty says, let them go, but not go overboard when replacing tees. Just a few and selective. Me too. Me too. I am definitely getting out of my t-shirts with printing on them mode, except for very selective ones. I'm being super selective about them. And the ones that I have not all at once. No, not all at once. I think of 2 t-shirts that I literally brought out to Palm Springs, California, and thought I might wear them there. I didn't really think I was going to wear them, but I was going to give myself a shot. And I put them on out there. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to wear these. And I put them in a little bag, and I donated them while I was there. Palm Springs is one of my happy places. If there's any place I want to have emblazoned on me, to say I love this place, it would be Palm Springs. I am super specific about what I want my t-shirts to look like. So I'm not just going to buy it because it says Palm Springs on it. I want just the right one. I bought just the right one. Granted, it's white and I don't wear a lot of white t-shirts, but I'm going to figure out what bottoms to wear with it. So having fewer but better things can feel good. And fewer. Notice I don't say 3 t-shirts. Notice I don't say a number, but fewer than what you have now, because notice that the quantity of items you have right now feels like too much. Ergo, it only stands to reason that if too much makes you not feel good, that reducing that number will probably make you feel better. Now, you don't know, nobody knows, myself included, what that kind of magic number is, because it's not really a number at all. It's a feeling. It is. It's a feeling of, I have enough. Really? Seriously? It is a feeling of, I have enough. I could buy another black t-shirt, but I have enough black t-shirts. I have enough to keep me clothed for a week and have some in the laundry and some on my body, one on my body, some in the laundry, some in the drawers. But it also makes it easier for me to put them away because I don't have too much that I would then need to shove in the drawers or get another clothing rack because I have too many clothes. It really is a lot about quality and quantity, but the quantity is not necessarily a number. I could not tell you the number of any of the clothes that I have. I do not recommend. I mean, you could say, okay, well, like you could do some math and say, if I wear a black t-shirt 5 days of the week and I could have 5 of them, Or I could say I could get 10 of them and have every 2 weeks I do laundry. Or, the 5 from that week are in the laundry and I'm wearing the other one, so you have them in a cycle. But take a fresh look. Rub your eyes and say, here's a fun game. Jojo, this might help. Now, I've done a lot of thrifting in my life. For most of my life, I have thrifted. I don't do it a lot now because I just don't bring a lot of stuff into my life. But I offer to you, play a game. Pretend your closet isn't your closet. Pretend you're at a thrift store. Pretend you're at an estate sale. Pretend it's a friend's closet who says you can take anything you want from this closet. So remember I said one way of doing it was to pull out what you don't like? How about this? Another way to do it is also, because there's no right or wrong way to do that, it's just getting started, is to go in your closet and pull out the things you love, that you do wear, that you feel good in, that you definitely want to wear again, and you're going to make a plan. So notice the things you love. That's a category too. That to me in the internal traffic signal in your body, that's the green light that lights up your heart. Ooh, I love that. We did a declutter party last month, I believe it was, where I actually put on a couple of dresses during the declutter party when I was decluttering that I had saved for years and I was afraid to try on because I had gained some weight. I have recently lost some weight, and so I was cautiously optimistic that if I put them on, they would fit. Lo and behold, they did. I was super psyched. They are definitely in my closet. And during that declutter party, I realized, and I'm just reminding myself right now, and I feel like I'm going to write it down somewhere, not to forget it. I'm going to do this right now. There's one dress that I said in here. It's easier for me to be quiet when I write. I can't write and talk at the same time. One of those dresses, I paid a lot for. I paid more than my wedding dress, but I didn't pay a lot for my wedding dress. And I said to my husband on multiple times, I want to be buried in this dress. Because at least if it didn't fit me, they could, slice it down the back. During the declutter party, after putting on that dress and saying, I want to wear this again, boop, popped into my head. We are going to a concert in about a couple of weeks yet, that I can wear that dress to and feel good about. And so it gave me an opportunity to use the stuff I have. As I used to say to my dad a lot, because my dad would accumulate, but he wouldn't kind of play with his toys as much. Are you playing with your toys? Are you wearing the clothes that you already own? If not, get curious why. Are you eating the food from your pantry, or are you going out and buying new ones? If you're not eating what's in your pantry, get curious why not. And check the dates and see if anything's expired or bugs has gotten into it. Are you using the things you have? Hey, Mary Worrell, nice to see you. Nice to see you if you're the Mary Worrell I think you are, with a daughter in Ireland perhaps, another Mary A. Worrell. Love it. Love you, Worrell ladies. But play with the toys you have. Play with your toys. Have fun. Play dress up. I was playing dress up when I tried on that black and white polka dot dress that now I'm going to wear when I go see Herb Alpert in Chicago in just a couple of weeks. I was playing dress up when I put on this brightly colored tiki dress that has fringe on it that fit me finally. Play dress up. Why the hell not? Have fun while you're getting it done. Say next week we're going to play a game. We're going to only make food from the stuff that's in the cupboards. We're going to have pancakes for dinner. We're going to have Jell-O for breakfast. We're going to eat rice with everything. I don't know what's in your cupboards. Yeah. And see, Patty, and notice the difference. It's the same process. Getting naked, putting on clothes that you own. But if you talk about it like I got to try on my clothes, that's kind of boring. If you say I'm playing dress up, it's different. Yeah. And I love it. Jojo who was asking me what to do just a few minutes ago about if you don't have two closets and how to differentiate between the clothes you've worn and the clothes you haven't. And we talked about the hangers. Jojo did an awesome thing. She actually put that idea into practice. She just switched hangers and picked a top I have not worn. Great idea being mindful. Yeah. Being mindful really is fun and important. Leading a life where you're mindful, when you're aware of what you own, when you appreciate what you have, when you appreciate the abundance you have of stuff, but also know that too much can feel crappy in its own way, much like having too little. You know? Angie, I like that you like these. Sounds good. Dress up in pantry and freezer. Yeah, we play this a lot, much to my husband's dismay. We play this a lot, especially with stuff in the fridge because we travel a lot. So I'm like, all right, do not buy any more fresh food. We are going to eat what we eat because even the stuff we buy, we don't eat everything before it goes bad. Or we make too much because it's just the two of us and we have leftovers. There we go. Mary, you're working on downsizing your closet. Okay, cool. So we were talking about, I don't know when you tuned in, but I can help you with that. If you have something specific to you, like if there's something specific you're stuck with, put it in the comments. I can totally help you. But also a couple of things that have helped other people. So I'll just riff on those really quickly. And yes, the legend Herb Alpert. Don't be overwhelmed by your closet. Do not be overwhelmed. You may open it up and be like, there's a lot in here. Allow yourself that moment, kind of like the I don't know what to do, but then take a beat, take a breath and say, wait, I know what to do here. And I want you to think of the opposite. One of the great ways to overcome overwhelm, to quiet down the feeling of overwhelm in your nervous system, is to chunk it down. Now, what does chunk it down means? It means basically don't look at all your clothes, but look at smaller bits of your clothing. And a great way to do this is categories. Okay? Now, let me be very clear too. I just thought about this. If anybody here is just starting to like declutter a closet or laundry or drawers and things like that, do not do what Marie Kondo said and pull all your clothes out. No, that is a recipe for overwhelm. And then you've got an empty closet and everything's on your bed, and then you're going and sleeping on the couch because you're overwhelmed and you can't even deal. This is why I say categories, okay? So you can pull out categories of, I'm done, I don't want to wear this again. And you can put those in a donation bag to a donation place of your choice. That is a category. Then you have less. So that's the stuff you don't like. That's the red light in your, internal traffic signal. The stuff you totally don't want, the crap. You're like, I'm done with that, don't want to wear it, and it's no big deal. Like the decision is so easy, it doesn't feel like anything. And that decision feeling like not like anything, and it feels right, that's the feeling we're going for when you practice decluttering. Okay? So pull out the stuff you're done with wearing. Okay, and everybody, Project Closet says TikTok 1 user. Now here's a fun thing. So it's, oh my God, it's already 10 of 8. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, 12 noon, I have a YouTube live. You have a YouTube live too if you're on the mailing list. And even if you're not, it's at noontime. So I just said that. You can tune into the YouTube live at noon Eastern. So between now and noon, perhaps you work on your closets. Not all the time. Do some closety things. Okay, yeah. Do not empty out everything. The word everything is a shortcut to feeling overwhelmed. Don't do it. Just like white lines. Don't do it. Okay? A category can be definitely the stuff you don't like. That's red light. The stuff that you love, that black and white dress, the tiki dress, you really enjoy wearing those are the things you love. It's a no-brainer. I'm totally going to keep those and wear them. That's the important thing. If you're not wearing your clothes, but you're keeping them, they have turned into sentimental items. Just notice that. So notice if we have a, what do you call it? Let me see if I have a printout of it. If we had a traffic signal in front of us, here we go. I'm so good. Okay, traffic signal, right? Usually when you're at this, trust me, because it's going to be different. When you're in the real world, the red is on the top. But in my world, the green is at your heart. The red is near your poop chute. The yellow is the stuff, always stuff in the middle. Pull out the stuff you love and wear it, or even put it to one side because you want to keep it. So put all the stuff you want to one side of the closet. If you haven't worn it yet, keep the hangers in front. The stuff you don't want, you pull it out and you put it into the stuff you don't want, the meh or ugh stuff, you pull it out and you put it into a bag to donate. The stuff in the middle, this is the clutter. Well, and that's because you're between the two colors. It's like when you're driving, okay? It's like when you're driving and you see a yellow light and you say, well, should I slow down and get the red, or should I speed up and try to get through the light before it turns red? That tension, that push me, pull you feeling, that's what the yellow stuff is. That will require a different layer of getting through. Okay? Yeah. So yes, I'm glad somebody got my white lines reference. These things happen to me all the time. I'm totally Gen X girl, 84, right here. I believe if that's the year, that would have been the year you graduated high school. Me too. Love it. Okay, Cat Mama says, yes, found beautiful cobalt blue fancy dress, wore to a wedding 30 years ago. Yeah, still fits, but the color is changing. So you got to throw it out or donate it. Donate it. Somebody could make a costume out of it. Okay? I just pronounced a costume like we used to do when we were little kids. So notice even the stuff you save because you love it, if you don't use it in a certain amount of time, much like our human bodies, when time passes, things biodegrade. Even if it is a synthetic dress, the color can change because of the chemicals in it. The stuff that you're saving in your pantry for nuclear war, that has an expiration date on it. Even if it doesn't have an expiration date, the flavor can change because things naturally break down. The lipstick that you bought it cost too much, but you didn't get rid of it and you think you're going to use it someday, the next time you go use it, it might have all crumbles in it because you haven't used it. This is why I encourage you to wear the clothes, eat the food, wear the makeup, play with your toys. Revel in the abundance of stuff you already have in your house that you don't even need to go out of the house from. And the neat thing is if you do this, you may find that some of the stuff that you saved isn't worth saving anymore. And it's a sad thing, but at least you're getting it out of your house and you don't have true trash just taking up valuable space in your house. Okay? So hope that helps. Does anybody, we've got like 7 minutes right now, and then I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to declutter some of the weeds in our yard today. I'm going to declutter some of these notes. I've got some good stuff going on today. Anybody else have any other questions about decluttering clothing or your closet, your drawers? Now, this is clothing typically is what I would classify as the second layer of, and this is great because Laura Gibbon Voorhees, I just saw your thing. There are 3 layers of clutter, and they go from the shallow end to the deeper end of the pool, okay? It's not a car metaphor, but I have a picture of a pool in my head. The shallowest one is surface clutter. The middle one is stored clutter. And the deepest level of clutter is the boxes with memorabilia, or what I like to call sentimental. So surface, stored, sentimental. Now, many of us tend to avoid the boxes with memorabilia, the sentimental ones. The sentimental ones are the things that tell us personal stories about who we are, who we were, the people we used to know. And those stories can make us feel feelings. Sometimes we are afraid of feeling feelings. So Laura Gibbon Voorhees, you are doing so much better, wouldn't you agree? In the surface and possibly the stored. Keep on working on the surface and stored and building your muscle. But as you do that, don't be afraid of the boxes with memorabilia. Practice with one box. Chunk it down. Opening up a box, noticing that it's not all bad feelings, and it's okay to feel your feelings. Okay? Now, Esby is saying, okay, the emotions almost instantly overwhelm, like a wave at the beach. Okay, the neat thing is you can be immediately overwhelmed by a wave at the beach, but a wave at the beach is not a tsunami. It's going to splash on you, and you can hold your breath. It's going to splash on you, and then it recedes. Laura Gibbon Voorhees, a really interesting thing might be to get yourself in a place where you feel safe. open up a box of stuff, knowing that there's going to be a wave of emotion, and let the wave of emotion hit you, and then feel it recede. Because I have coached people who have been not only on the verge of tears, but have had tears. And then next thing you know, within less than a minute, they've calmed down, they've gotten that out of them, and they can talk in a normal voice. And then they don't let that overwhelm stop them. Okay? So just notice that. All right? TikTok user is saying to get to the shallow end of the pool or to the stored clutter, must find a tailor to shorten some dresses to get them into fall rotation. TikTok one user, check your local dry cleaner. My local dry cleaner does what do you call it, alterations. I literally gave her a top that I wore yesterday because it had gotten all billowy because I lost some weight. She has a dress of mine right now. Okay, so write that down on things to do or ask neighbors and stuff. All right. SB is saying, I buy a lot of things that I need. Okay. But end up sitting on the couch and putting on and not away. That's a habit. That's a habit. SB, one of the things I would get curious about is how easy is it for you to put it away? When you go to the storage areas that you have for the stuff that you need, when you open up the doors or the drawers, are those places already jam-packed? Or are you just tired because you just went shopping? Okay. My husband is a collector, but when his parents passed away, he stores all of their stuff in the garage. Okay. Yeah. So notice I came from a line of collectors. I know that feeling. Notice that all their stuff is still in the garage. So it may be hard for you to put your stuff in the garage. Being afraid to deal with the emotional clutter keeps things stacked up. Allow yourself to feel the feelings. It is not going to be a constant thing. It's going to be a wave, and then a cresting wave, and then a recede. And then you have some nice quiet time, and maybe another wave comes, but you can survive feeling your feelings. You know? Yep. Okay. German Maid says, when I have more memorabilia, I go through it first, then later in the week I sort it. Yes, even just spreading out the memorabilia and seeing what you have gives her time to deal with the emotions. Yeah, you can see what you have by opening up the box and putting it on a surface, and then say, I'm not going to make decisions right now. I'm just going to process the feelings. And when I'm feeling better, when the wave has passed on the ocean, on the beach, I can go back and make decisions that feel good to me. Okay? So please do not avoid the emotions. But what I say also too is do not start with the heavy stuff. Just like being at the gym, do not start with the heavy stuff. Start with your surfaces. Having a clear surface is going to help you with your stored stuff. Start with your surface clutter and stored clutter, and then you will be stronger to deal with your sentimental clutter. Now, here's a fun thing that I want to sign off with too. SB is saying, I would love a tour of your house. I'll be honest with you. My internal person was like, you're not going to get it. Now, I say this to everybody. You will see glimpses of our house in the background of some of my recorded TikTok videos that, and also some of my lives. I will say this. If you want to see a glimpse of one of our rooms, my friend Olivia Rubini, look her up here on TikTok, and also the better version of her video is on YouTube. Olivia Rubini has a video out. You can tell which one it is because it's got a bright orange wall in the background with all sorts of art. She recorded it at our house just a couple of weeks ago. So if you want to sneak peek into part of one of the rooms in our house, that's a great way to get it. So it's Olivia Rubini. She's awesome. She was on The Voice a couple of years ago, or maybe it was just last year. Time flies. And she was recording a song up here with my husband. And so if you want a glimpse there. But you know what? I will be doing a YouTube live from the basement once it's painted, and from the patio when it's not raining. It won't be a TikTok live. It's going to be a YouTube live. If you want to know when my YouTube lives are, sign up for the mailing list. If the mailing list is free, and I don't send out a lot of emails, but I give you access at all times to the schedule of the TikTok lives, the schedule of the YouTube lives. We're doing declutter parties. We're doing a notebook party. I'm here with you all the time to help you with your stuff. If you're interested in what I do, sign up and follow me, because if TikTok goes bye-bye, we can still stay in touch. Okay? There we go. All right. Time to go. All right. There we go. YouTube Live. Okay. How do you do YouTube Live? You go to YouTube on your device of choice. You then put in the search bar Destination Decluttered. You then go to it will show you the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. You show up there, and at the time that I say I'm going to be there, it will have a little thing that says there's a live happening. You click into it, and it's going to look pretty much like this, except for it's probably going to be on my computer, and I'm not going to have my pajamas on because I need to go change my clothes. Okay? This has been really fun. I hope some of you, I hope all of you, what's something good that you took away from our time together today? You don't have to tell it to me because I'm going to shut off the comments and I need to go momentarily. But think about what you learned today and play with it, just like JoJo did in moving the hangers in her closet, okay? And I am going to be around doing a YouTube Live in just a few hours. Let's check in with each other and see how we did, okay? Thanks, you guys. This was great. Destination Decluttered. Subscribe.